All right. Let's continue. Let's continue appreciating Srila Prabhupada's purports. Text 11. Yam pashyati na pashyantam chakshuryasya na rishyati tam bhuta nilayam devam pannam upadavata. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead constantly watches the activities of the world, no one sees him. However, one should not think that because no one sees him, he does not see, for his power to see is never diminished. Therefore, everyone should worship the Super Soul who always stays with the individual soul as a friend. Yeah, so that's how we feel, no? We can't see the Lord, so we think we can do anything we want. Right?
Yeah.
It's like when many of you grow up, right? Your parents tell you not to do something, and then you go and do it anyway because they are not seeing. And Brahmajyoti is everywhere also. He has three features. Vadanti tat tattvavidam tattvam yajnanam advayam prameti paramatmani bhagavayam prameti paramatmani bhagavan. So he exists in three different features. So as Bhagavan, he is always enjoying. He's enjoying. He's supposed to enjoy. He's a Purusha. He's always enjoying. But in the other two forms, he's maintaining both the spiritual and the material world. As Paramatma, within this material world, he's both the tiny. We are already 1/10,000, but he can be inside us also. Inconceivable.
Is he now the size of right?
In the body, he's the size of the thumb. But then
he's also in the Parmanu.
Yeah.
Parmanu.
That's right. He's within the atom, outside the atom. So basically, he's everywhere. The only thing is you don't have the vision. So even when Arjuna wanted to see the Virat Rupa, the Lord had to bless him and give him the mercy to see. Otherwise, you can't see. It's not possible. In the Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada says, if you want to see the Lord, you can see through the eyes of knowledge.
Scripture.
Yeah. So beyond that, if you want to see, you need the mercy of the spiritual master. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada says, Om Jnana Timirandasya Janjana Salakta. So he gives you Chakshur Anmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guru. So by the mercy of the Guru, who is the representation of Krishna, we are able to see spiritually. Now there's also another understanding. Actually, we can't even see what's, even the normal vision we see is not what we are seeing. Paramatma is the one seeing first. And then he's allowing us to see. Okay. So he sees first, then you see. Then we see. Therefore, we have to understand, we actually have no power to see anything. Finish.
So in lecture that when Krishna comes in front of you, you wouldn't know what to do, how to behave, what to do.
Even in Kurukshetra, not many people know Krishna is there. Krishna
is look at, just we read in the previous canto, right? Yudhishthira Maharaj is shocked. But he is Supreme Lord. It's very hard to conceive, but basically that's what it is in this purport. Yeah. And of course, if you want to get into that ability to understand all this, you have to be trained. So Srila Prabhupada's system, the sadhana bhakti, is helping us come to that level of actually having a divya shakshu, spiritual vision. He's allowing us, again he talks about people thinking, he gives the example of sometimes people argue, right, or say, what we see here, Swambhu Manu is talking about everything is belonging to the Lord and we have to respect him. But then people are saying, I can't see the Lord. They'll argue like that. And then some people will say, well, America was founded by Columbus and this and that, right? But actually it was already there. He didn't really find anything. So the argument is like that. So then Prabhupada writes, when we claim proprietorship, this is in the second paragraph, when we claim proprietorship over a certain piece of land, whether individually or for our families or nations, we should also consider how we became the proprietors. It's important, no? We cannot just say we are the proprietors. The land was there before our birth, before we came to the land. How did it become our property? So this is how we should question ourselves. Do I really own something? So this is how we should question ourselves. Do I really own something? Right? We didn't. When you were born, you weren't born with everything with you, right?
And then when you leave, you give up your
Yeah. When you die, also you cannot take with you. So in some cultures, like in Egyptian culture, they, especially with the pharaohs, when they die, they put all this valuables and so on. They say it's theirs. They will take to the next level, but
mummies.
for 1,000 years later, some thief will come and steal it. Even in the Chinese culture also, when you die, and then what they do is they make replica money, replica house, replica in paper, and then they burn. Then you say, why are you doing that? Oh, then in the next life they can get all this. You're burning paper. So this kind of understanding is, they think it belongs to them. But we can see it doesn't belong. This land was here. 1,000 years ago, this house wasn't here, but the land was here.
There might be some other home, something else.
Maybe no home, probably just jungle, this place. But then now we say, oh, this is mine. So it is kind of amusing, interesting, for us to think that something belongs to us when, as we were saying now, right? In the future, we are going to die. So we think, so nothing belongs to us. If we think something is given to us, then we should use it in the service of Krishna. And if we are going to die, then we shouldn't just die without
writing the will.
without writing the will or giving it to Krishna. Yeah. I know one devotee. He's a good person, but I consider him a rascal. Because he's wealthy. And he so much money they have, he has. But still he wouldn't give donation to temple and stuff. And once we asked him, you're going to die, you're not young, you'll die. And then what will happen? Your children, he has only one son, and he's not even Krishna conscious. He's a drunk and addict, like that. So we said, he's going to waste him. That's okay. So you can see, even though you become a devotee, the attachment to your own extension, family and so on, and you think it's yours. Never once did you consider the ability you are endowed with is a blessing. Krishna. Right? He never. So he said, it's okay. Let him enjoy. Like that. That's the answers they give. Even though they read the Bhagavad Gita and so on, they talk like that, So you feel like take a stick and beat them.
Yeah.
Rascal them. Yeah. Because they're propagating the wrong culture. And what were other people who are, these are supposed to be senior devotees. Right? So the new people say, he's doing, I will do, right? It's we shouldn't. Which is why I say you all should start training now about learning to withdraw your energies. Just like Krishna.
Withdraw your control.
Yeah. You have to. Right? And again, in the Papa Srila Prabhupada shows us the how powerful Krishna is, because in the 4th chapter, right, when Arjuna, and he's like, oh, you are supposed to be my cousin, how is that possible? He's like totally confused. So he's asking, I'm confused. Can you tell me again what you're talking about? So then he says, what is that? Bahuni me Vyatikani. Yeah. So he says many births that I have passed and you also have passed. But I remember.
Janmani Arjuna.
Natvam Vitta Parantapa. Yeah.
No, something else.
Natvam Vitta Parantapa. That I remember, you don't.
You don't know.
Yeah.
The first verse.
Yeah. Then he says Ajopi San Avyayatma Bhutanam Ishwaropi San. Right? So he says
Parambhavam Ajanam.
Not Param. Prakritim Swam Adhisthayam Sambhavami Atma Maya. Yeah. So he says, although I'm unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, he says, but all the other living entities, everyone do. And that's how I appear every millennium.
Original transfer.
So by saying that, he's showing us his position actually. We forget. Every time we forget because we take a new body. So therefore the material energy makes us forget. And that's a mercy. Why is it a mercy?
You can't handle it.
Yeah, we will not be able to handle the fact
shocks,
that you'll go crazy. So many life forms you will suddenly remember. How you think? You'll remember yourself like a tiger eating something or a worm in a stool. All this memory, you'll go crazy, no? Right? So therefore the Lord is merciful and He takes away. Occasionally He allows some people to remember their past life.
They are sinful. I heard they are sinful.
They're sinful, so they can remember.
Yeah, people who are more sinful.
There are at least like 3,000, 4,000 cases recorded.
I do not know whether they are sinful if they can remember.
No, I heard in one of the class.
Okay, so devotee was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of all the Narad Muni, Bharat. They are different cases.
No, in our case.
Yeah, in our case.
They are transcendent. Yeah. Plus, when you are transcendent body, you remember everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So the whole point is, even though we can't see Krishna, doesn't mean He cannot see us. It is said that in the daytime the sun is His eyes, in the night time the moon is His eyes. But then at the same time He has agents, as we were just mentioning, potencies.
Yeah.
The wind is His potency, right? So the air is His potency. So He is everywhere. So even if you lock yourself in a room, no light, no windows, nothing, still the Lord, Paramatma, is watching you. So you cannot run away from Him, right? Prabhupada gives in the purport, he talks about how. So how do we get out of this ignorance?
Spiritual master.
Yeah, spiritual master. So by the mercy of the spiritual master, again, this Prabhupada emphasized this so many times. Even in the previous cantos, a chapter we were reading in the beginning, Prabhupada also, even Narada Muni also says one has to be trained under spiritual master. So take shelter properly, and then increase your faith and then understanding properly like that, and help new people like that. Text 12. Nayasyadiyanto madhyam cha swaparo nantaram bahi Vishwasyamuni yasmad Vishwam chatadritam maha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has no beginning, no end, and no middle. nor does he belong to a particular person or nation. He has no inside or outside. The dualities found within this material world, such as beginning and end, mine and theirs, are all absent from the personality of the Supreme Lord. The universe which emanates from him is another feature of the Lord. Therefore, the Supreme Lord is the ultimate truth, and he is complete